Have you ever thought about how much time it takes to earn a degree? How much time did you put into your high school experience? Or some of you have gone on to college. Some of you have gone on to a specialty degree like a PhD or a law degree or some sort of master's program, PhD. That takes a hell of a lot of time, right? It takes so much time, devotion, and energy to get that degree. How many of you believe that you have a degree in yourself, right? Wouldn't it be cool if you thought about it like there is an opportunity for you to actually go to school on yourself? And to be honest with you, that is the most important school that you need to attend. I just firmly believe that each and every one of us was born with a very unique and special assignment. We all are on assignment. We are, as you've heard in previous videos, spiritual beings having a human experience. And each and every one of our spiritual beings has a DNA encoded in it, not just from your family, but because you weren't manufactured by any human, you were brought here for a special reason from a special source. I like to call it God. I believe that we were all brought here with that in mind. We are all different, and we all have a special, unique pattern. It doesn't even matter if you were from the same two humans, right? Your siblings. But there is a specific reason why you've been brought here. It's your job to find that out. In today's video, I want to go through how to get a PhD in yourself, right? And some of you are like, I don't even have a PhD. I don't even know where to even start to get a PhD. I'm going to just say, let's get an entry level degree on you, an entry level degree on you. And you might wonder, what does that entail? Well, in order to do anything of substance in getting and obtaining a degree, you're going to have to commit some time to it. Let's just say, what's in it for you? What's in it? Because that's a good place to start. What's in it for you to get a degree in yourself? Well, the one thing that you'll find, there is a special code that's inside of you. Life is going to get easier, right? Because when you operate according to your manufacturer's design, things just happen, right? It just gets easy. And you start going through life with a sense of ease. I won't say it will always be easy. There are going to be some challenges that are going to come your way. But guess what? Because you're operating according to your manufacturer's design, you're not going to be operating outside of your scope, right? Your life is going to have a sense of ease. You're going to know when to say no, right? You're going to know when to say no, and you're going to know when to say yes when opportunities come your way. You're going to start developing wealth. Is just an abundant mindset. There's abundance, like you never feel like there's scarcity. That's what getting a degree in yourself is going to provide you. It's going to give you this understanding of purpose. You're going to feel a sense of direction. You're going to get really clear on who you should be hanging around and who you shouldn't. That's what getting a degree in yourself is going to give to you. Now, like I said before, I want to give you some indications, understanding whether you actually are on the road or you actually have habits that are reflective of someone who could get on the road to being themselves, right? And in earning that degree. All right, so the first question that I have of you is, how much time do you spend on you? Do you actually get up and work on your own mind? Do you pray? Do you meditate? Do you ask yourself some questions? Do you journal? Right? Are you conscious of the words that you say to yourself? Are you actually intentional about the goals that you want to complete? Do you have a plan? Do you have a vision for your life? Are you clear that where you're at right now is where you should be? The list goes on and on. All those questions I asked you are relevant toward getting an entry level degree on you. Oftentimes, because we don't have clear focus of who we are, we float, right? We find ourselves frustrated. We find ourselves just working at a job simply because I don't know of any other options. And so we stay stuck and we do things we don't want to do only because we stay in what I call the matrix. We're not allowing ourselves to come out. I spent a lot of time talking to corporate women about this because it really takes you putting this line in the sand to say, no more. I'm not going to operate and I'm not just going to float through life anymore. You've got to get to the point where you're willing to invest time in you. Getting a degree in yourself, entry level and PhD, is something that I specialize in. It's something that should be the norm. It's something that you should actually be the example of in your family. You should be the example of that in your workplace and in your community. And this is what we teach. If you're serious about changing, you will. But if you're not, guess what you're going to do? You're going to make excuses, right? Oh, I'm too busy. I have so much going on. You don't understand. I have this big job. I have lots of kids. I have a mortgage I need to pay. Where in reality, if you really did explore everything that we teach, you would be like, I have no other option than to get a degree in myself, because all the excuses that you're making would go away if you took that time to get a degree in you. You can start working on this degree right now. Okay, here's 3 questions I want you to ask yourself. Number 1, do you have joy? Are you filled with joy doing what you're doing right now? And if you are, what is it? What is the joy that you get out of doing what you do? Could you do what you're doing right now and not get paid for it? Would you just do it because it just brings you joy? That's a very good question, because usually on the other side of that is, yes, I have so much joy. I love doing what I do. I wake up every single day excited to go do what I'm doing in my work right now, and it brings me joy. That doesn't matter if you're actually working in a corporate job, you're an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter, because having a degree in yourself and operating in your degree doesn't matter what you're doing. It just matters that you're doing it with joy. And if you're doing it with joy, that's a real good indication that you're operating within your gifting. You're operating within your degree. You're operating according to your manufacturer's design. All right, so that's the first thing is, are you filled with joy? Okay. The second thing is, are you actually working on yourself? We know in our work that people that are working on themselves, they have what's called a growth mindset, right? They just believe that every single day I've got to be in a position of learning and growing. That could mean various things, as I mentioned in the video earlier. That could mean that you spend every single day journaling. You take steps to be consciously aware of what you're thinking. The first thing is, 1, are you filled with joy? The second thing is, are you actually working on yourself? And are you growing? The third thing is that you know how to surrender. And this is a big thing. Like, you're not consistently beating yourself over the head over something that went wrong. You really have this really sense of awareness that you're just able to go, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to deal with that anymore. I'm going to surrender that. You really clearly know when to surrender something. You know when to let it go. You know when it's not something that you need to pursue. Because people who operate according to their degree, they really do have a good sense of knowing. That's it. Those are the 3 things that I really believe that as you're working on your degree, those are the things that I want you to think about. Really spend time writing down what brings you joy Where are you growing and what are you surrendering? Go out there and work on getting the degree in you.